Chapter 2, Section 3. Exploration and Encounter in North America, the Spanish. Juan Ponce de Leon, pictured on the left, led expeditions from 1513 to 1521. First, he led expeditions to Florida and then Puerto Rico. He founded a Spanish community and became governor of Puerto Rico. In 1521, he returned to Florida, where he was killed by a poisonous arrow. Exploring the Southwest. Cabeza de Vaca and three others walked from Galveston, Texas to Mexico City after a shipwreck. The stories from their expedition inspired others to search the American Southwest. Tales of the Seven Wealthy Cities, or Seven Cities of Gold, encouraged exploration in the Southwest. In 1539, Marcos de Niza, and in 1540, Fernando Vasquez de Coronado searched for those cities. After clashes between the Native Americans and the Spanish, the Native Americans outsmarted the Spanish by telling them that the gold they were searching for was just further up the river or over the horizon. Coronado returned to Mexico City with little to show for his expedition. De Soto sailed to Florida in 1539, where he was greeted by a Native American princess. De Soto kidnapped the princess and forced her to be the guide for the Spanish. De Soto also tried to make natives from Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi guides and slaves. In 1541, De Soto crossed the Mississippi River. Although he died in 1542, his party continued to sail down the Mississippi River before returning to Mexico. They found populated cities along the Mississippi River, but nothing they valued. In 1564, the French founded Fort Caroline in Florida as a safe haven for Protestants and a strategic location in North America. Spain saw this as a threat to their holdings in the Americas, so Spain founded St. Augustine in 1565 with the intention of ousting the French. Spanish settlers successfully killed all French colonists at Fort Caroline, as well as the people bringing the French supplies. The Spanish leader in Florida, Menendez de Aviles, set up friendly trade with the Native Americans, which led to more cultural blending in St. Augustine than in other locations where the Spanish had set up colonies. St. Augustine became the first permanent European city in North America, and we see the transition of the Spanish exploring for riches to the Spanish creating permanent settlements. Sir Francis Drake, who's pictured on the left, led an English expedition up the California coast, which threatened Spanish claims. Spain decided to settle the interior of North America to protect it from potential coastal English settlements. Don Juan de Oñate, pictured on the right, was appointed governor of New Mexico, and when attacked by Native Americans, he retaliated with brutality. His cruelty and failure to find riches got him recalled in 1609. Please pause your video to answer these three review questions. Chapter 2, Section 4. Exploration and Encounter in North America, the French. Giovanni de Verrazzano arrived in Cape Fear, North Carolina in 1524, and he sailed up to the New York harbor, mapping the Atlantic coast, before returning to France. In 1534, Jacques Cartier was looking for a northern sea route to Asia when he found Newfoundland and explored the St. Lawrence River, beginning the fur trade, which would become extremely profitable for France. France, however, lost interest in North America for about 50 years when they didn't find a quick sea route to Asia. Please pause your video to answer these two review questions. Exploration and encounter in North America, the English. In 1497, John Cabot made landfall in Newfoundland and claimed it for England. In 1520, King Henry VIII wanted a male heir, and after failing to have one, wanted to divorce his wife, to remarry and try for an heir. Pope Clement, who was Pope of the Catholic Church, would not allow King Henry VIII to divorce. So in 1534, English Parliament ended papal authority in England and declared King Henry VIII head of their new church, the Anglican Church. Henry got his male heir, and was succeeded by his son Edward, who died at age 15. Edward was succeeded by his half-sister Mary. Mary was Catholic and needed Catholic support for her claim to the throne. Mary would be succeeded by Elizabeth I in 1558. This set up a rivalry between Protestant England under Elizabeth I and Catholic Spain. In the 1580s, warfare and piracy became the dominant role of the English visiting the Americas. It was more profitable for England to steal from Spain than it was to try to settle North America. Queen Elizabeth commissioned pirates or privateers and took a 10% cut of everything they could steal from the Spanish. Sir Francis Drake burned the city of St. Augustine and circled the globe while helping defeat the Spanish Armada in 1588. In 1585, Sir Walter Raleigh established the colony of Roanoke to gather information and help privateers. But the colony failed, and Sir Francis Drake brought survivors back to England. In 1587, Raleigh tried again with families and promised to return with supplies. Fights with the Spanish Armada slowed the English return of supplies to the families who were living in Roanoke. In 1590, when John White finally returned to Roanoke, the colonists were gone. Please pause your video and answer these two review questions.